आपादमौलिपर्यन्तां गुरूणामाकृतिं स्मरेत् तेन विघ्नप्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथः। लक्ष्मीं तनोतु नितरामितरानपेक्षम् अङ्घ्रिद्वयं निगमशाखिशिखः प्रवालम् हैरम्बमम्बुरुहडम्बरचौर्यनिग्रहं विघ्नाद्रिभेदशतधारधुरन्धरः। सर्वेषां स्वागतं. Welcome to the Bhashya session. So we looked at the first reference, that is giving an argument for Haridiksha. So in the 11th shloka, Sakradabhyarchya Govindam Bilvapatreణ Manavaha Muktibhagi Niratanki Vishnuloke Chirauvaset. The reference, this is actually given by, this is said by Shankara. So how should we read this? Till now, it is from Srimadananda Tirtha, and he says, once Shankara said, and therefore we are getting this quote. Now, this is a paraphrasal version, not exactly a direct version. It is not quote unquote. So, this is from where we get the complete from different Puranas. In here, what is important is that Bilva Patra. Why Bilva Patra? Bilva Patra is not the favorite of Narayana. Tulsi is. Bilva Patra is the favorite of Shankara. He is saying that Sakrad Abhyarcha Govindam Bilva Patrena Manavaha. Even with that also. Mukti Bhagi Niratanki Vishnu Loke Chiravaset. So a person becomes eligible for Mukti and he becomes Niratanki with the puja of Govinda. So here with Bilva Patra, they have given. Now, while we can interpret this as saying that, okay, even with Bilva Patra, if we do it, we are going to be eligible for his Kripa Kataksha. There are references from different Puranas. So the first reference is with respect to Skanda Purana. Skandoktihi they have given. So here it says Bilva Patrat, Shami Patrat, Jaji Pushpat Saroruhat, Vallabham Tulasi Patram Kaustubha Adadhikam Mama. Kaustubha Dadhikam Mama. Sorry. So here, what is the importance? It is Bilva Patrat, Shami Patrat, Jaji Pushpat, Saroruhat, Vallabham, his Hari, Vallabham, Tulasi Patram. For him, it is Tulasi Patram, Kaustubhad Adhikam Mama. So he is going to show his Karuna to us with anything. But Tulasi Patra is something that attracts him most. So here it has to be read as Tulasi because while we are telling that he is very benevolent, there is importance given to Tulasi. Why? There is much more over there. So Tulasim Vina Pujasya Nishiddhatvat. Cha. There is one more mention in the Puranas itself. Tulasin tu Vina Swarna Kotibhihi Pujanam Naraha Karoti Yadi Mudhatma Narakaneva Vindati. Tatha Mamaparadhi Syat Tasyaiva Pujayet Dharim. So, Tulasi, this Nishiddha is because, like I said, this is a Vaishnava oriented text. So, the Shri, we know the Purana Kathas associated with the Shreshtata of Tulasi and the affiliation Narayana has to Tulasi. Therefore, the importance has been given to Tulasi, saying that while he will accept your puja, while he will accept your bhakti with anything, And here, because it is stated by Shankara, he is giving his favorite. So his favorite is Bilvapatra. So he's saying through that. But while we read it, knowing that these are what pleases Govinda mostly, that is Tulsi. So going by that, and Tulsi has its own importance as well. So it is better to always do the puja or do his archana with Tulsi. So why is it important? Tulasi tu vina swarna koti bhihi. You do the puja with swarna gold coins. Swarna koti bhihi also you do pujanam naraha. Karoti yadi mudhatma. Even then he will get narakanieva vindati. Tatha mamaparadhi syat tasyaiva pujaye dharim. So that therefore make sure that that aparadha is not done, and then do the puja with Tulasi itself. So that is the importance of Tulasi. Then when we go to Vamana Purana also, there is a mention of this. Bilva Patram, Shami Patram, Patram, Bhranga, Mranga, Patra, Bhringa, Mrugankayoho. Bhringa, Mrugankayoho. Tamalama Latipatram. Tamala Malatipatram Shastancha Haripujane. So this is from Vamana Purana, which is saying that Bilva Patram, Shami Patram, Patram, Bhringa, Mrungankayoho, Tamala Malati Patram, Shatascha Haripujane. So Bhringarajasya Bilvasya Chakrapushpasya cha Dvijaha, that is Dvija, we are talking about the Brahmanas, Tathaiva Bijapurani Patrani tu Nivedayet. So here anything goes, but these are special. So Tulasi can be an equivalent to everything. That is Bilva, Bhringaraja, that is Pushpa. Even if there is no Pushpa, even just with Tulsi, if we can do, it can invoke the Lord. That is the importance of Tulasi. So in Skanda Purana and in Vamana Purana, we will find these references. So Tulasi vina pujasya nishiddhatvat. So papan muktim bhajati iti mukti bhagi. So you will get free from the papas. Antakastapaha tadvan antaki sana bhavati iti niratanki. That means we will get the one who gets freed from atanka is called as niratanki. Adhyatmika dhitklesha rahitah chiram purvotharavadhi rahita kalam. So one who studies this Dhyatmika, the one who understands this will be able to understand the reference that Srimad Ananda Tirtha is giving, saying that even though he has mentioned that it is Bilvapatra, he is actually diverting that reference. He is actually diverting, or he is trying to refocus our uh, gain our attention towards mention of the Shreshtate of Tulasi Patra. So that has been mentioned. Then in another reference, we go towards, this is again with Skanda Purana itself. Sakradabhyarchito yena devadevo janardanaha yat krityam. Well, in the Vyakhya, in that text, it was given as yat kritam, tat kritam. It is yat krityam. Kritya is the karya. So, yat krityam tat kritam tena. The one who does that work. Tena sampraptam paramam padam. What is paramam padam? Paramam padam is that state where we are becoming a bhagi to his kripa kataksha. No, moksha, yes, it is there. So with bhakti, if we ask him for moksha, that will also be given. But getting his attention with so many different creations of his, then we should not think of ourselves as limitation to only this world, what we can understand. He has created so many different worlds that even we are not able to understand. There are so many different kinds of existence. Nonetheless, if we are able to get his kripa kataksha, then that paramam padam is also very less. We are not even aiming for mukti. Mukti is not even needed. But to get his kripa kataksha, if that can be achieved, then mukti is a very small thing. So therefore, in the shloka, it says, Sakrad abhyarchito yena devadevo janardana yat krityam tat kritam tena sampraptam paramam padam. You will get that paramam padam. But the importance of it is different. For a bhakta who has achieved getting his attention, his vatsalya, that paramam padam, it's also is very less. Namaskaroti iti. So the next shloka, Namaskaroti iti. Sakrad abhyarchito yena helaya api namaskritah. Just for the sake of it. Helaya api namaskritah. Sayati paramam sthanam yat surairapi durlabham. Even the suras, just because they are, what we need to understand is they have access to these kind of things. That is, they have access to Narayana, Vaikuntha, etc. That means they can go over there, take an appointment and wait. But they will not be granted it if they are not eligible for it. So they also have to earn the eligibility, just like we have to do. So even so we are talking about different planes of existence. They are not suras just because they are not they are superior to anybody. No, by their existence they are different. They are in a different plane. That's all. And because of their existence in a different plane, they have different powers. Like if I'm sleeping and if I'm dreaming, then my imagination is going to conceive a personality who can fly also. For that character, for that animation within my dream, that is a superpower only. So to think that suras are better than manavas or etc. 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 That is not, it does not make any sense. In fact, in Dvaita, what we see is that it is usually believed that Manava Rupa is the most Shrestha. The reason is because we are able to realize it, while others don't. They either submit completely or they reject it completely with we also have Arishid Vargas. So keeping this in mind, what we can understand is that even the suras who are believed to be higher beings, they are also not eligible to Vaikuntha just because of their birth or just because their existence as suras. But what gives them eligibility? Sakradabhyarchito yena namaskaroti. If you do the namaskara, if you perform the namaskara to Narayana with all bhakti is one thing. Just for the sake of it, if you perform the proper namaskara, then you will be eligible for Vaikuntha Pravesha. Now the question arises, what do we mean by proper form of namaskara? This is where we get something called as Anga Bhavana. Anga Bhavana. So, येन कानपि भावनं यस्य kasyapi manasam mayi sayokshyatam natam nashyam brahmagati param. This is also Skanda Purana. There are a lot of references over here. So, Namaskarasya cha ashtangani vakshyante. So here Namaskaroti is with respect to Ashtanga Namaskara. Ashtanga Namaskara, if anybody has experienced, it is a asana, it is treated as an asana in yoga, but it has its own important. Otherwise, as well, it is said that when we do prostration to anybody, especially we are talking about Narayana, so we are talking about him. So this steps of the Ashta Angas has to touch the floor. Then it is said that that we will gain, or we are doing it in the right way. The philosophical context of it is that the namaskara must be done with sastanga namaskara. That is one thing. Here we are talking about ashtanga namaskara. So while we understand that there is a reference to yoga, there is a medical importance of ashtanga namaskara also. So here what we are trying to understand is that the anga bhavana namaskara, when we say that the namaskara, namaskritaha, who, in what way should we do namaskara? It should be with anga bhavana. Anga bhavana means namaskarasya cha ashtangani vakshyante. Tatra angalopa api अंगी मात्रानुष्ठाने अपि सुरैरपि साधनं विना दुर्लभम मोक्षाख्यम स्थानम. So even the suras who do not perform the ashtanga namaskara or the namaskara as it should be, they will not gain entrance to Vaikuntha. Swayogya saha Bhagavadarchako Yatityarthaha. So now we will try to understand why this Anga Bhavana is important. Medically, Ashtanga Namaskara is associated with a lot of musculoskeletal benefits. That means the posture of the body gets right when we do Ashtanga Bhavana. When we do Ashtanga Bhavana, what are we supposed to do? Our forehead should touch the floor, either forehead or chin. If you're looking at it like this, or if you're looking at it like this, your chest must be completely on the floor, hands completely on the floor. Your abdomen must be on the floor. However, your core, that is your hips part, it should be lifted. It should not touch the floor. Your toes can go back, stretch it, and you can touch the floor. Knees, thighs, everything must be on the floor except for the base. This is the way to do Ashtanga Namaskara. When we do Ashtanga Namaskara, what happens? It strengthens our muscles. It strengthens our core. It helps us improve flexibility. And this is the only asana which has multiple different benefits. That is, it is not related only to one area. Here I spoke about musculoskeletal benefits. There are cardiovascular benefits also, because it improves circulation. It improves circulation. So usually when we are vertical to the gravitational pull, it takes a lot of energy to pump blood till our brain. So when we are in a horizontal state, it is easier. So it improves circulation. It lowers blood pressure. It increases oxygenation. That is, it improves the oxygen receiving capability of the body. Then it, so like what happens now through oxygen, obviously if you're able to take in more oxygen, the lung capacity improves. It relieves respiratory disorders. And this, because we are able to reach a lot of oxygenation, oxygen can be reached the body, repairing of the body is very fast. I think there was another experiment where they exposed one person to a um, person who was injured to to an atmosphere, to a controlled atmosphere where the oxygen levels were high. It led to a faster self repair of the body. When we say the basis of Ayurveda is that our body knows what is normal and what is abnormal. Therefore, even if there is a disorder, it can correct it. When can it do it? When there is high oxygen levels. So improves the stress levels. It reduces the anxiety, it reduces stress. And then there it improves cognitive function. Obviously, when see, these are all the benefits of increased oxygen in levels in your body. It relieves depression. What are the other benefits? Improves digestion, and good for menstrual disorders, pains, immune function. While these are there, those people who are injured must avoid from practicing it. Those who are going through pregnancy must avoid. And we should have, when there is uncontrolled blood fluctuation, pressure fluctuations, then also it must be avoided. There are so much benefits of small uh, such a small kriya, and therefore this is considered as the right way to do prostration, that is to do namaskara. So therefore this namaskara is given preference while we prostrate to Narayana. So this Angabhaga, since Angabhavana Devanam Archanam na nishidhyate, स्वतंत्र बुद्ध्या यह कुर्यात् ब्राह्मणो नरकौ व्रजेत, तस्मात् तु ब्राह्मणो नित्यं प्रयत्नात् अर्चयेद् धरिं, तदा धारणभावेन देवताः परि परितोर्च्यते. This is Vasishta Smriti. They are also giving the Anga Bhavana. So the reference, what we can get from these three shlokas is that first, the importance of Tulsi, the importance of puja with Tulsi. It also has medical benefits. I didn't want to go to the medical benefits of Tulsi because it is very widely known. After that, that also can be done actually. Importance of Tulsi. Importance of Tulsi, we know the medical importance of uh, Tulsi. That is basically, it is something that can help in getting rid of throat congestions. It has antibacterial as well as anti-inflammatory properties. Then it can, Tulsi can also relieve stress. Tulsi tea is also made, then it is good for respiratory health. It is used widely in traditional medicine. It is used in delicacies also nowadays because it's called as basil, sweet basil also. We have Rama Tulsi and Krishna Tulsi, two varieties. They use it for differently. Now, in terms of environment, why do we have a Tulsi pot? Usually, why is it advised to have a Tulsi pot, a plant in at home? Is because it is proven to purify air. Tulsi is believed to we have air purifying properties. Therefore, in indoors, where indoors we understand, no? Indoors there is a lot of exhalation of carbon dioxide. Therefore, tulsi is usually kept at home. And then it is also an insect repellent. Neem, tulsi are two such plants which repel insects. So you don't find mosquitoes at the night. Usually, the plants have that. During nightfall, you get a lot of mosquitoes, but with tulsi, that doesn't happen. That and tulsi's root, if anybody has noticed, it is very uh, jada. I mean, it goes very deep and it captures the soil. If you pull out a tulsi root, you will find that small blocks of soil is actually captured in that roots. So it is very good for soil conservation also. So this use, because of these kind of things, because of its importance in cosmetic uses, in that is cosmetic uses, it's good for skincare as well. So because of its anti-inflammatory properties, it can be used for skincare also. That uses medicinal uses, and it has a fragrance, I think, is also there. And then insecticide properties, it has its own speciality. It is one of the best medicinal plants, and it is widely cultivated. Therefore, there is an importance associated. Purana, we know the story of Narayana and Tulsi. So that we know. But apart from that, Tulsi has its medical importance as well. So therefore, using Tulsi, if not anything else, even if nothing is there, using just tulsi can be very beneficial. That is the reason there is much importance given to tulsi, use of tulsi in worship. So that the Puranic influence or the importance is that there is a story. So Tulsi, as everybody knows, was the, or many people may not know, is the she was the princess of Vidarbha. So she was in that means she was a big devotee of Vishnu. So she spent most of her time, like Meera does to Krishna. She spent most of her time praying to Vishnu. So one day when Tulasi was praying, a demon named Shankachuda, he appeared before her, and what he did was he was granted a boon. Shankachuda was granted a boon, and he was, he was invincible in wars. Nobody could fight him. So what he did, he was captivated by Tulsi's beauty, and he said he proposed to marry her. She refused. She said she is devoted to Narayana, Vishnu, and therefore she is the and he is the Swami. So nobody, I don't want to marry anybody. So this enraged Shankachuda, and he attacked her. When he attacked her, obviously Bhakta Vatsala, so when she was in trouble, he appeared. That is, Vishnu appeared. Bhagavan Vishnu appeared, and he killed Shankachuda at that point of time. At that point of time, he was pleased by her devotion. So he Vishnu Bhagavan, he says, you are as pure as they can come. That is the purest form of living. Therefore, uh, of all the living beings, of the all the manifestations, plants are considered the purest because they take up the waste that we throw up and are able to produce fruits that we can eat. So he said, I'm going to give you the most purest existence, that is of a plant. And this plant will be my favorite. And this will always please me. Anybody who uses Tulasi in their worship of me will always reach me. and you will for the end of time you will be worshipped by the Hindus. This is the story, a very uh, paraphrased version of it. So this is also the importance of Tulasi we are seeing. So the 11th, 12th, and 13th shlokas basically speak about the importance of Tulasi. While it is mentioned that Bilva Patrena, while Shankara is saying Bilva Patrena, that Bilva Patra has its importance. It's not that Bilva Patra doesn't have its importance, but for Hari Puja, Tulsi becomes important. That has been mentioned in different Puranas, Skanda Purana, Vamana Purana. So, as taking a reference of that, while he is saying Bilva Patra, we have to read it as Tulsi. Then we understand that Paramapadam is very important. Here, the Paramapadam is not with respect to moksha, but getting his Kripa Kataksha. Then when we do namaskara, what kind of namaskara should we do? We have to do it with anga bhavana. That means we have to use our ashta angas. And that is going to bring about a medical benefit to us. Medicinal benefit exists in these kind of things. So these are the references that we find in these three shlokas. So with that, we will conclude the session. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः प्रतिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि।